Howdy. So, A&M Soccer is kind of going into the home stretch now. We have our last regular season home match this Thursday, be senior night over at Ellis Field. The South Carolina Gamecocks come into town. They are another top 20 team for us to host. They come in with only one loss on the season, one of the top teams again in the SEC. They are, again, another very, very talented side, one of the top defenses in the country. We enter as with kind of the pole position to get the number one seed in the SEC tournament, tops in the SEC West right now. And obviously, this is a huge game for us, needing to get the win. The game will be, we'll start out before match with our ceremony for our seniors, some great players who have been here. A lot of these players are going to be graduating in 4 years, some of them in only 3 years. So a few of them will have eligibility to come back for next season, but because they are graduating as outstanding scholar athletes, we're going to go ahead and do their senior night now as they graduate. So a few of them will have the opportunity to come back and play for us in future seasons. But then this weekend we will go to Tennessee to play the Volunteers. Vols are currently, I think, number 22 in the RPI, national RPI. Currently, the SEC has got a lot of teams very highly ranked in the RPI. We are the number one conference in the national RPI, and a lot of teams really vying for high rank in the upcoming NCAA tournament. So 3 games to go. Every team we play is rated above us in the RPI. So really everything to play for as we go into these last 3 matches.
That's exactly what I was going to start out with. Is y'all are kind of just inside maybe that bubble position in the RPI, but with the placing of the teams that you have left, do you feel like y'all are in the driver's seat for making sure that y'all do get in that NCAA tournament field?
Of course. I mean, I think we've got a couple of great wins with a win over 2 teams in the top 20 in the RPI, defeating Mississippi State, who I think is number 16, beat them on the road, beat Alabama, who's number 14 here. Those are 2 wins that will get you into the tournament. A tie against Kentucky is also having a great season. And then, we've played so many other good teams throughout the season as kind of proven our resume is really, really strong. And then these last 3 games are everything for us to prove. But, our focus right now is purely on this one game at home, and we've got to do well. And they're a hard team to break down. They a lot of ties this season. Hins, who's their goalkeeper, has done a wonderful job. She was the SEC Conference Tournament MVP last year because of her ability to shut down Arkansas and to knock Alabama, who had such an amazing undefeated run through the SEC season last year, beat them in the tournament championship game last year. It was Alabama's only loss on their way to the Final Four. So she and that defense are really, really strong. So for us to be able to get a result against them, Kat Berry, who's a real powerful goal-scoring force for them, is that's a pretty good 1-2 punch for them for us to be able to get us some sort of result on Thursday night.
And then you have several 5th years, even seniors that'll be saying goodbye. What to the home crowd? What is that? What do those players mean to you? Mean to the program, and that moment that they get to have?
Well, for our seniors, I mean, these are members of my family. These are these are women who have given everything they have for Texas A&M. These are players who have been not just great athletes, but great students, and they're always going to be great representatives of the school. Kenna Caldwell, one of our captains, has been just tremendous in her her career over the years through COVID and everything. You look at what these players do for us every day as far as great role models for the team in practice, how they are as far as representatives in our community. You couldn't have a bunch of players who, that you want young girls to look up to, and the way that they handle themselves, the way that they go about their way of representing their families is just tremendous. So the pregame activities, you'll see their families. You'll have a chance to see the kind of people that have raised them and have set them up for to be the type of young people that they are. And obviously we love them, and we know that they are going to be successful in everything they do. Just hope that they're successful right after the game, after the game kicks off, and can get us another win.
How do you like how your team has been playing, especially going into these last three really, big games and ranked or RPI games and ranked games, as you said?
Well, the last time out at Auburn, Auburn's a really hard place to play, and getting the tie at Auburn, and especially the way that we played, it's probably the best that we've played at Auburn in years. The last time we played there, we had, just not a great performance. 2 penalty kicks called against us, a really screwy goal against us. So we wanted to get that taste out of our mouth. The last time we had been on the road was our game at Vanderbilt. So we went to Auburn this time, with real focus on wanting to make sure we went in with the right energy. We wanted to make sure that we were going to be able to go in there with a real fighter's mentality. And I thought our team did that. They're a hard team to get in behind. We had trouble getting in behind them, but defensively, they only had one chance, really. Kenna and the back line did a wonderful job of shutting them down on all of that. And we created a couple really, really good chances. Sammy Smith got in on a breakaway that their goalkeeper made a really good stop on. Mia Pante and a really good combination. Got in, just missed whiskers to the left on the far post. And beyond that, I thought our possession was good, better than we've ever had, really at Auburn, probably in the last 10 years. And I think it's something that we can definitely build on as we come back home now. Last time we were at home was our 3-1 win over top 10 team in Alabama. So again, these are all things that we're just kind of building as the season kind of comes to a climax. That we're hoping that we continue to build and build and build, and hopefully we can get a big win, because this is a big opponent that we need we're going to need a great performance from, and hopefully the 12th man will be here in force, because we're going to need as much energy as we can coming from the 12th man.
Not to jump too far ahead, but you end the regular season on a 3-game road stint. Do you feel like that helps better prepare your team for the postseason?
Well, we're hoping that these last games, if we can get the results, that we'll be able to be home for a while. Too hard to predict that. But the type of schedule that I put together is to try to prepare us for playing great teams, no matter where we're going to see them. One of the nice things about the SEC is all of the venues are pretty comparable in that they're good fields. They're fair. You can go to some places around the country and you walk right into a snake pit, and I don't think that's the way it's going to be at any of the venues in the SEC. Their quality, the money that is behind the SEC network ensures that the facilities are going to be in good place. They're state schools, usually they're ag schools, so they know how to grow grass. So that all comes into play that helps out soccer, where the ball can roll. So going on the road to Tennessee, it's a tough environment. It's a hard place to play, but it's a fair environment. Same thing when we go to LSU, it'll be the same way. And the city of Pensacola has put a lot into the facility there for the SEC tournament. But honestly, it's still too far ahead. South Carolina is such a big obstacle that we're really only focused on that game right now.
How much confidence are you guys getting from your defense in that, aside from the game at Vandy, it seems like y'all are allowing at most like a goal per game, and if you can just score a goal, you should at least be able to pull out a tie, and maybe that's even enough for a win.
That's a great point. I think our defense has given us so much confidence in the way that we can play, and if you think about the confidence that our defense is giving us, and the makeup of that defense. We're stuck 2 freshmen, a sophomore and a junior, on our back line. It's a defense that is only, going to be here and getting stronger over the next couple seasons. Kenna has done a great job, and when she hasn't been in, you've had Grace McClellan, who's a grad transfer. So that experience that they've gained together, the Matula sisters and Carolyn Calzada and Addie Armenta, they've really come together strong. Same thing with Quinn Cornog when she's been there on the back line. It's a tough group, and it's a really solid group that has cemented themselves together. So they've done a wonderful job of being able to grow together, to be able to play together. Now the South Carolina attack has an interesting balance of power and speed, and it's a tough group to play against because you've got Kat Berry, who's 6 feet tall and strong and powerful, and has the ability to score from in front of your defense. And then they've got a couple of kids who have the pace to get in behind your defense. So our back line's going to have to be really, really coordinated in the way that they play, the concentration that they're going to have to be able to play with to be able to keep these guys in check. Kenna will have to be on point as well. But same thing, if we can continue to play the way that they have, continue to get a little bit better every day, then the team is playing with a ton of confidence. It's same thing with every game. When we score, we tend to score in bunches, and we've always thought that our best defense was a strong attack. Now we just happen to know that we've got some really, really, a really, really stable back line behind us as well. All right, well, thank you, everybody. I look forward to seeing everyone out at Ellis Field this Thursday.
Awesome.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.